people living in the city. FC Gute is a professional football club in the second division in Sweden. But we have also many youth team. The youngest team we have is from 6 and 7 years, and then we have teams up to 15, under 15. That's our basic in the club. We work not with results in those ages, just developing and learn the player to play soccer. Or I should say football, because in Sweden we say football. When the guys are getting 16, they are getting up in the under 17 team, and it's one of our, what we call it in Sweden, we call it elite, from under 17 up to the 18. So Daniel is the head coach for the under 17. Right now I'm a kind of assistant coach to Daniel in the under 17. I have been also assistant coach for the 18, not with Jonas, but the coach who was before Jonas, I was assisting to him with the 18. Today I work as an, you can call it club director for FC Gute, and I've done that since 2009. We have about 380 kids playing in the club. It's almost only boys. We have some girls in the under 7, under 8, under 9, but when the girls getting a little bit elder, they are going to another club in Visby for only girls. But we have some girls who had been with our team, like Daniel's team. We had a girl called Anna. She trained and played with us till she was 16, and she also played with a girl team, and now she is in the Swedish national team. So some of these girls both played with the boys team and the girls team, and I think that has been very successful for them, being a national player later. What more should I say about the club? We are about 800 members in the club. We have a little stadium or arena. I think the record for the audience there, I think it was about 3,000 or 4,000 or something. I think maybe Daniel played a game when there was about 3,000 or 4,000, I think, with an elite team from Sweden. Yeah. Do you have any questions about the club? You know that Essie is there. You know that Evroy is playing in the club. Everybody know that? Yeah. Right now we are in 7th, I think. It's a 12 team in the league. I think Jonas can tell a little bit more about the team. But I think as a club director, I'm satisfied with his work. I'm not going to fire him this year. I don't think so.
I have a contract.
All contracts can be. More questions for me? Or then I'm going to leave it to Jonas.
The club FC Gute called me November last year and asked if I could come to Gotland and be the head coach of the team. I have trained club I come from a town in the middle of Sweden, so it was pretty far to me to move with my family, but I decided to do it. I got a contract for 2 years, So I came to Gotland in January this year with wife and 2 kids, and it was an interesting trip. It was, as Morten told you, it's all about the ferry from Stockholm and all those kind of things. So when the team go for a game away, we always have to start with a ferry trip on 3 hours, and then we get on a bus for 2 hours or like that. So we go, if the game is on a Saturday, we're leaving Gotland at 7 in the morning.
Yes, with the ferry.
Yes, and we come back to the island at 11:30. Same in the evening that day. So it's almost one day always when you have a away game. Some games we have to spend a night at the hotel, so we come home the day after the game. But I think it's interesting because the team, when we meet the team on our home arena, they always say, "Oh, it was a boring ferry trip and all those kind of things." But we have to do it every time we're away. So I think my players are very. I'm pleased with the players because they're not talking about it. It's nothing for them, and that's good. Before I came to FC Gute, I trained a team called Dalkurd in Division 1 and IK Brage i Superettan, which is the highest level in Sweden is called Allsvenskan. It is your MLS league, and then we have Superettan. So I've been higher up in the divisions than FC Gute, but I try to do the same thing as a trainer as I did before. I want to do it now with FC Gute, and that is we practices every day a week, except 2 days after a game. That's our resting day. I always practice the day after a game. The start players, they have rehab, and the players who didn't play the game, they have to do an ordinary practice. Then we rest everybody 2 days after the game. And then we practice. If we have a game on Sunday, we practice on Monday. Tuesday is free. We practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we practice Saturday. Then we have a new game on Sunday. The practice on Saturday, the day before game, is a soft one. Just wake up the body. I always give the players which team will begin the game. I always do that the day before, because I think it's important for the players to come home in the evening and they should know if they're going to play the game or not. And that's, I don't know how it's in Canada, USA, US. Some coaches prefer to tell the team who's going to play or not, and some coaches doesn't. Kan säga mer? We talked about the league position. 7th position. We have a break now in Sweden. We start practice on Monday. We have the game the 11th of August, so we have time to practice for 2 weeks. Then we start the league again. We have 10 matches more, I think, before the season ends. 22 matches. 22 matches. 1.5 hours every day. Yes, at 6 in the evening the practice starts. Of course. Yes. hur stor trupp jag har? Excuse me.
24,
Okay, I have 22 players and 2 goalies.
You have 24 with contract.
24 with contract. Yes.
And then we have a small group with so-called talent group. They're playing in Division 4. They're playing with SC in Division 4. But SC has a contract, and all the players who are not playing the A game and they have contract, they're playing in Division 4 game. Always.
Yes. How much do they get paid?
Too much.
Morten thinks the players get too much pay. The players have to have work too. It's not that much, but they get the equipment, shoes like that. It's for free, but you can't get.
They have some money, but not much money. But they have an account maybe in a store, a sports store. They have an account on maybe. What could it be? $500 maybe. They have an account. They can go and buy some equipment, whatever they want. They can have some free ferry tickets, some free airplane tickets. So not so much cash, but they have other things. Benefits, yes. And all the players have jobs or they study. Yep. Yep. Adrian doesn't understand